Good evening, everyone. We are going to start in 2-3 minutes. Let's others also join. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to GNCIPL. We are happy to have you all here for this 6-week full stack web development internship program. Students from different part of India and from different domains have joined us, which makes this journey even more exciting and diverse. Over the next 6 weeks, you are going to learn theory as well as practical concepts. Every week, you will also get to know about different projects, and you have to just build them and present them. I will let you know about this in the upcoming session, in the upcoming time. So don't worry about that. Also, you can check about our GNCIPL company on the website link, which we are going to provide you in your groups also. Okay. So please maintain the consistency. Use this platform for asking your doubts. Okay. And if there will be active participation from each one of you, then it will be going to more interesting and you are going to enjoy while learning this. Okay. So it's only depend up to you that how passionately you want to do that. One more thing I want to tell you about this platform, that internship you can do from any platform, but here, just a minute, I guess someone mic is not muted. Yeah. So, but here you will get a platform where you are going to enhance your technical skills as well as your communication skills. So this is a platform, you can use it for that. Okay, so I want everyone to be confident as well as responsive at the same time while asking some doubt and also about responding something. Okay, so just use your mic for that. Whenever you have any doubt, just raise your hand. Please maintain the decorum regarding that. And as I have already told you that our company provides internship in all over the Indian colleges. Okay, so please use the platform accordingly. And now I would like to introduce about the curriculum which we are going to follow. So for that, let me just share my screen. Just a minute. Okay, so is it visible to everyone? Just response with yes or no. Hello, is it visible?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay,
Yes.
good.
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. So guys, this in the 6-week internship program, every week is actually pre-planned. Means whatever we are going to do, it is based on this particular curriculum. First of all, for the first week, our motive is to complete HTML, CSS, and JavaScript basics. As all of you have idea about this, so we are not going to deep dive into this, but we'll take a basic idea for that so that we can use this time in the upcoming sessions where we are going to learn about deep dive going to deep dive into our concepts like React.js, MongoDB, Node.js, Express. Like in front-end part, we are going to cover HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React.js. The class schedule will be like for Monday to Friday, there will be classes. On Friday, you will provided with the project for each week. Okay, up to 6 weeks, you will get a project based on that. And on Monday, you have to present that project. Whatever the project related to the specific tech will be provided to you. You have to present that in on the Monday session so that it will also enhance your communication skill and you will get some confidence that whatever code you have written at your end, you are able to explain that to others also. Okay, so as you can see, the week 2 is basically, let me just give access to them. Yeah. Yes. So the week 2 is about React.js. So we are going to learn about this React.js framework, that how we can use different props and state in that what is functional component, what is class component, how functional components use different hooks. So that's something we are going to learn in this. Now we will assign you some projects regarding that. Here only 1-2 projects are mentioned, but there is a proper list of projects. You will come to know about it when I will share that with you. Okay. So those who have not muted their mic, please check and mute that. Yes. Now, with after finishing this front end portion, we are going to dive into our backend part. Backend consists of Node.js. It is an environment variable or environment tool
Is
where we
this
can
AIML internship going on?
yes, AIML internship was no, not AIML right now, but for this session we are going to cover the full stack internship.
Okay, so when will be AI session be there?
So have you enrolled for AIML?
Yes.
Okay, so that will be informed to you in your group, but this is specifically the full stack session. Okay,
Actually,
so
it's written that 30 AML will be there. So I have joined.
okay. So yes, you will get an idea of that in your group. Okay, so don't worry about
Okay.
that. Yeah, you can just, if you want,
So
you
I
can
should
leave the
leave
session.
or
Yes,
continue?
yes. You can leave the session if you are enrolled for AIML. Okay, then you can
Okay.
leave. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So, guys, in our backend portion, we will see this how that we can use the JavaScript language which we are using in our front end to the backend portion also. So that's why where this Node.js comes. Then the Express.js, which helps us to create an API faster. Okay. After that, in databases, we are going to learn about MongoDB, which is a NoSQL database. And then we will see the difference between NoSQL and SQL databases, like what is relational databases, how NoSQL is more good as compared to the SQL databases. We are going to see that in the sessions. So don't worry about that. If you have no knowledge about it, don't worry. If you have knowledge about it, then it's good. Okay. Then a full stack integration means here you will see like how we can connect our backend to our front end. Okay, different cores, .env file. What is these files? Then the deployment section. In this week 6, you are going to see about the deployment section, that how we can use different platforms to host our website, like Verkle and Netlify to host our front end, render we actually use for backend portion to host that. Okay. Now see, this is actually the curriculum here, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. We are going to cover that till this Friday. Saturday, Sunday is no session, or you can say there is off. On Monday, you will get 2 days time for complete your first week project. Okay. And on Monday, everyone has to submit that. Okay. Otherwise, because the final evaluation for the certificate will be based on this activity which you are performing through week wise. Okay, so till 6 weeks we are going to follow this same pattern or curriculum, and you will have to just consistent and active throughout the session. Then it will become a more valuable session. As according to me, a session is good when it is a two side session. Okay, so the response will come from your side also, then only there is a benefit for that particular session. So if we are going to put our time here, then I want that you guys will learn something new from that. Okay, so as today is an introduction class, so I just want to ask some questions about you, like how many of you are familiar with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? You can just raise your hands, or you can use the chat box also. Okay. Okay. Great. That's nice. Okay. So guys, just drop down your hands. Those who have raised their hands that they know about basics HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, they can now drop down their hands. Great. Okay. Now those students who don't have the knowledge about these front-end parts like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, now they just raise their hand so that I can get a idea that, okay, okay, Bhanu, Lakshay, Ankita, okay. What about others? Guys, please don't hesitate, because this is good that these guys are actually trying to respond and let me know that uh, are they able to just go through the same pace, or if I have to tell them from basic. Okay, so only few people has raised their hand for that they are not familiar much about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So don't worry, we will see the basic concepts of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Then from React, we are going to go with the full-fledged. Okay. Okay. So now what is actually web development? What comes to your mind when we said that, okay, I am a web developer? So what comes into your mind when you say that? Like, I don't want a bookish definition. Okay, because here we are going to learn something. So whatever is coming to your mind, just tell that. I want a real answer, not that uh, answer which is there in the books, or you can say in on chat gpt. You can also google that what is web development. It will provide you a particular definition for it. I don't want that type of answer, because I want you to respond, and it should be genuine from your side. So what is web development according to you? So
Client
just
and servers.
yes, Abhishek.
Client and server side interactions.
Okay, great. That's good that he has tried to give the answer which is not bookish. Okay, what about others?
Maintaining websites.
Okay, great, Banu. Yeah, that's good that I am getting some other response. So this is good. And what about others, guys?
Sir, web
Something you want
development
to
is
add?
basically, so can I?
Sorry, so just a minute. Yes, Prashant.
Okay. So web development is basically like how we develop sites, like how we manage the code. And so there are so many frameworks like React, Express, of the one stage basically, and like many more technologies, many more languages you can use.
Okay.
just for having web development. And the another phase is you can say application development, and then is a web application development and minimum projection for response. And a lot of
Okay.
like
Okay.
development
Okay.
languages.
Great, Prashant. Great. So that's great that you have idea about it, and it's not like that it is fed into your mind through the bookish language. So, guys, web development is actually you are going to create some application at your end, which can be used by public. Okay. So, in order to create something useful so that user can use it and end users can, and actually it can be used by endpoints. Okay, so that is something we are going to create through this web development, you can say field. Okay, like there are client and there is a server side. Client side is actually known as your front end. Web development is defined into two parts. First one is your front end. Front end means whatever you are going to see on a website is actually a front end. But under the hood, how it is working is actually known as your back end. Okay. So there are two parts, front end and back end. Front end is visible to all. So that's why we say whenever we are creating something, so it should be attractive. Why all the website, as you can see, like Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, etc. These website interfaces are eye-catching. Why? Because it attracts the people. Okay, so your front end must be good, that so that you can build a particular good application. And your back end, like whatever the you are seeing on a web page is your front end, but how they actually work under the hood is your back end. So for back end we use different technologies. So I am going to tell you about them. Like for front end we use first of all HTML, CSS, JavaScript. These are the basic things and everyone knows about this. But with them we use different frameworks like React.js. React.js is a framework which is used to create single page applications or provide dynamic properties to our web application. Then there is Angular.js also, which is also a framework, but we are going to cover React over here. And then there comes the backend part. In backend, what we are going to see? We are going to see about Express.js. We are going to see what is Node.js, that how it is created, what was the reason for it, what is NPM, Node Package Manager. Okay, like this we are going to see. Then the databases. Databases, I have already told you, are of two types. First one is your SQL databases, or you can say other one is no SQL databases. SQL databases actually are in tabular format, means they use a structured way to store the data in the database. Structure way is like in table where they are going to use rows and columns. But suppose if the data is not structured, then how we are going to store that particular data in a database? But before that, I want to ask a question that why we need a database. Suppose I am a client and I am using a particular website. Then what is the need of that particular database?
saving
Anyone?
the clients, saving the client information
Yes,
in our
good,
database.
Vishal. Yeah. Yes. So that we can maintain a particular data. Suppose I am creating a website where many users are logging in. Okay, so suppose I want to maintain their data at my end so that I can know that which customer is purchasing what from my side or different thing, in which portal they are logging, where they are creating account, what they are doing, what different activity they are doing in my site. So to keep the track of that particular user, we need the database. So where we can store our collections, our documents, all the data related to that particular user. Okay, from their name to their email ID to the password they have used in for logging in into the site. Okay, so to maintain actually those data which is in large format, right now I am not talking about a website where are only 10 users. I am talking about a website like Facebook. Okay, so there are millions, billions of people who are using that particular site, so it should be maintained. So that's why we use that database to store that particular data inside that. Now, as I told you that the databases are like NoSQL and SQL. So SQL database use structured query language. This is structured query languages for manipulating data, retrieving data, and performing different operation with the data which is stored in your database. So the example of SQL database is MySQL. On the other hand, there is no SQL database, which is MongoDB, which we are going to see in the week 4 or week 5, whatever it is. So the difference between the no SQL or SQL database is like in no SQL database, there is no restriction regarding your storage of data. Like in tabular format, if I have defined particular columns, then I am not going to add one more column for adding for a just one user data. But if the data is not structured, then I can use our MongoDB database or NoSQL database, which helps me to store the data. If I want to add some user skills. So skills can be multiples, like they should know about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, and different things. So they can create an array and store in that in their databases. Okay, so for that, for unstructured data, we are going to use NoSQL database. So this is basically the front end and back end part. Theoretical, you can say elaboration that what is actually web development and why we need to deploy it. That's the main reason. Suppose you are a programmer, okay? You know that you are using these much, you can say environment variables or these much credentials over your website through which you are getting the particular output. But your main motive is to host that website so that public can use it, okay, and you can get benefit from that, okay. But to host that, we have to deploy it on different platforms. So where we are going to deploy that? We are going to deploy them on Verkle, Netlify, Render. Okay, so these are some platform which we are going to see or which we are going to learn in the upcoming session, that how we are going to use them for hosting our website so that everyone can use it. Okay, because you know that you have written some code, okay, you have the knowledge about the code, but as an end user, I don't have the knowledge of that particular code if I am not belonging to the tech community. Okay, so I just want to use whatever you have created. That's the motto of an engineer or whoever who is learning this web development or any stack. Okay, so that they can provide it to the public or to the end user, and they can just use the benefit of that particular site. Now, this is what web development is all about, and this is what we are going to cover. This is actually the conclusion of all the 6-week internship program, which you are going to continue from today. Now, in HTML, we are going to start with basic things. So first of all, let me just open my VS Code. Okay, let me uh, open a file, open a folder, or let me create it. Okay, so here we are going to use HTML. Okay, so this is my folder having name HTML tutorial. Here I am creating a file named index.html. This is known as extension. So as we are going to write HTML code inside it, so that's why I'm using this HTML extension over there. Now there is something called boilerplate. So this is actually known as the boilerplate of HTML. Okay, so there is a shortcut in VS Code. How I have just written that, the exclamatory sign here and press enter. So you will get this boilerplate. And these each line have some meaning. We will get to know about this, that why we are using this dot type. Yes, is anyone saying something? Okay. So yes. So first, guys, please, those students whose mic is not muted, please check that and mute that, because it will create some disturbance in the class. Okay. So please just, it's a request from my side that please check it at your end. Yes. So first of all, what is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Okay. It is like the skeleton of a website. You see a website, it is like so much stylish, so much functionalities over there, but everything starts from the scratch. And similarly in a website, we build our website through HTML. First part of any website will be HTML, as it is a skeleton of your website. Okay, HTML does not style or add behavior. To add style, we use CSS, cascading style sheet. And to add different behavior or functionality to it, we use JavaScript. Okay, but HTML is just a building block of your website so that you can see, okay, this type of layout I want for my website. I am adding up that over there. Okay, and HTML is made up of elements, tags, and attributes. We will come to see that what is the difference between element, tag, and attribute. Just right now, it is a basic idea that what is this. Now see, this boilerplate which we are using here, let me tell you about this. First of all, this doc type HTML. This lines tells the browser that we are using a HTML document, that the our document type is HTML. So it can compile it accordingly. Okay. Then the language, here we are using HTML, which is a root element inside which there are three portions, like your head is inside your HTML tag, your body is inside your HTML tag, and this is known as closing tag. So this is your opening tag, and this is the closing tag. If there is forward slash before your tag name, then it is known as closing tag. Okay. This head section over there contains the metadata. Okay. Like title, links, style sheet if you are going to append it, JavaScript file if you are going to append, you can add it to the head section. After that, there comes a title. So for every web page, there must be a title so that as a user, you can identify that what you are creating. Okay, so that you can add in the head section over there. In body section, whatever you are going to write inside this body section will be seen at your website. So this is the main content which will be pop up to your website page when you are going to execute this. Okay, so what I have tell you that this is actually tells the compiler that this type of document is my HTML5 document. This is the root element inside which there are two parts. First is head section and other is body section. Whatever you are going to write in head section is like metadata, title, different links of other files. Like if you want to add external CSS, then you are going to provide the link of that external CSS here. If you want to append JavaScript file, you can append in this heading section, head section. But in body, whatever you are going to write inside your body, it will render to your web page accordingly. Okay, now this UTF-8 metadata, which is we are using here, is UTF-8. UTF-8 is actually a encoding process like ASCII code. You all are familiar with ASCII code. Like it tells you about the specific, just a minute. Okay, yes. So like ASCII code tells you about the reference of every letter, alphabet, special character to the particular ASCII code. Like for small a and capital A, we can use 67 and 97 accordingly, or 94, whatever it is. So that's how there is a representation of ASCII code. Similarly, this UTF-8 means character encoding. That character by character, you are going to append that or build, read something from the data. Okay, so if I am going to see, if I am going to execute this, then are you able to see that in my title, the title I have provided here, like you can see here, this document. So see, this document is coming over here in the tab section. Like, are you able to see this document is your title, then the file name, and this is actually your localhost server where the site is actually rendered. Okay, so this is the address for that. This is the path. And if I'm going to click on this, you can see this hello is what which we have appended through our h1 tag, which is a heading tag. Okay, let me just see that is there anyone. Okay, yes. So this is basic. Now we all know that there are h1 to h6 range tags. Okay, so suppose if I am going to append one more tag, which is h6. Okay, and here I am going to write hi. If I'm saving it, I am re-executing my browser. So let's see. Are you able to see that H1 is the greatest, you can say it will provide you the heading in the large font. But in S6, the size will reduce as compared to H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. So at your end, you can also just open your VS Code and try to do that so that you can learn from basic. Okay, suppose in between I am adding S3 tag. So you will get an idea about the tag font as well as you can say size. So hey, okay, so let me just re-execute it. I know it is very basic and some of you have more idea about it, but guys, I want that everyone can get the knowledge from the session. Okay, so if it is basic, then you can cooperate. Okay, uh, just I am telling you these things because we are building our, you can say, sessions, and it when in future we are more connected, then it will be easy for us. Okay, so that's why it is like an introduction session or today's class. Like, see this hello here, I am using H1 tag. It is capital, like you can say it is bold. Then I am using H3. The size is diminished as compared to H1 tag. And as you can see, we are using here H6 tag. So H6 is the minimum tag over here. Okay, so this is known as heading tags. Now after that, there is a paragraph tag. Paragraph tag, this is the P tag. P tag stands for paragraph tag. Okay, let me just also write here. This is a paragraph tag. Okay, so whatever you are going to write in the body section will just pop out to your web browser. You are getting over here like this is a paragraph tag. So this is also normal thing. After that, there is something called anchor tag. How we can define it? This A stands for anchor. And after that, there is a attribute. Like here, I will tell you that what is the difference between tag, element, and attribute. Okay, so this is href, hyperlink reference. Okay, inside this, we provide a particular URL. So right now I have no URL, so I am just appending over here slash, which means the same page wherever you are. Okay, now after this, I want to add some text over here. Suppose this is a link. Okay, now let me just try to run it. So are you able to see whatever we have appended through our anchor tag is coming as a link, as the text in between you are going to see this is in blue color. When I'm going to click it, it will just reload it. Suppose if inside this, I will provide a particular URL like http www.google.com, then it will just open Google site at my end from this href tag. So this tag, hyperlink, anchor tag and hyperlink reference we use so that we can provide a particular link in our website. Suppose if I want to create something like when user click on Instagram over here, click on Facebook, click on Twitter, or you can say X, so it will just load that particular website page. So it is done through this particular tag, which is anchor tag. Now let me tell you that what is the difference between tag, element, and attribute. First of all, this H1 is actually known as tag. This P is known as tag. This A only is known as tag. But if a opening tag, a closing tag with some content, if the combination of these three comes, means opening tag, closing tag, and your content, then it is known as a particular element. So the line over here is actually an element. It is not a tag. It is using opening tag, closing tag, and the content appended to both the tags. So this is known as what? This is known as your element. Okay. Now after that, see this section here, what is happening? You are using opening tag, you are using closing tag. There is some content over there also, but is it a, you can say, a element, or is it a attribute? So this is actually attribute over here, as you are appending some more functionality inside your tag. Like here, anchor is a tag and I am appending hyperlink reference over there. So this is known as my attribute. So whatever extra information I am providing inside a tag is known as my attribute. So this is actually a attribute. Okay. So I think that this is clear to you all, that what is tag, what is element, and what is attribute. This is a tag. This is a tag. This is a element, and this is known as attribute. The extra information about a particular tag, if you are importing over here, then it is known as your attribute. Suppose if I want to ask that is it a tag or attribute or element, then you have to respond me accordingly. Okay, I am using here image tag. Source is something. Okay, so if I am using here like this is, let me just know that is it a attribute, is it a tag, or is it a element? So I want every response in the chat box. So please provide me the.
Attribute.
Okay. That's good, guys, that you know the answer. Plus, please provide in the chat box so that everyone can respond. Okay, that's good that you are trying it at your end. That's great. Okay, so I think, sorry, chat is actually turned off. So no worries. Okay, so just raise your hand so that I can ask randomly from you. Those students who know the answer, that is it a tag or is it a attribute or is it a element, they just raise their hand. Only 3 guys are there who knows the answer. What about others? This is simple, guys. You have to just tell me that this source we are using here, is it a attribute or is it a tag? Okay, so Lakshay, you want to answer?
Attribute, sir.
Yes, great. Okay, so everyone is familiar with now tag, attributes, and element, because it is appending some extra information to your inbuilt tag, which is image. So that's why it is a, you can say, attribute. Okay, this is what HTML is. Now, suppose I want to create something like we have seen. Well, let me just tell you that what we have seen. We have seen the headings like H1 to H6 are there. H1 has the biggest size, H6 has the smallest size. Then the paragraph tag, which is this P tag over here. This is used for paragraph tag. After that, links, or we have used links through anchor tag. Okay. Then for image, like here, let me also append properly for image, then we have to provide the source from where we want to import our particular image. So in this thing, there is actually path for that image. Okay. Sorry. And if the image will not load at our end, then it will provide us an alternate message. This ALT is also an attribute which we use for an alternative message. Suppose I want to append here, path is incorrect. So when I'm going to just execute it, just a minute, let me save it. And when I'm going to rehost it, are you able to see? This is saying an image icon is there, which is not loaded properly. And it is saying path is incorrect, because as you can see, in this, I have provided a simple path string. So this is actually not a path. If I'm going to copy a particular URL from Google, then it will show us that particular image accordingly. Then there is, suppose what is happening here, like, are you able to see? This anchor tag is there, and after this anchor tag, the path is incorrect, means our image is coming. If I want to have a line break, then we can use this BR tag over there. So what is the line breaking tag over there? That is BR, which stands for break. If I'm going to just restart it, then see path, this path is incorrect, is coming from this here to the next line. So this is how you can use the break over here, break tag, which is not good. We are going to see in the CSS section that how we can counter this also. So it is not a good practice that we are going to use break for our line break. Okay. Now, if suppose you want to add a horizontal line. So for that, you can use this HR tag. There are multiple tags you can use at your end. Like this HR stands for horizontal. Okay. So a horizontal line will come according to us. Okay. So are you able to see this line was not there earlier and it is come to now? Guys, you can just raise down your hands. Okay. So this is good. Then there is block elements like div, paragraph, and our headings is a block element. Inline element, this anchor tag is inline element. Now, one more thing I want to tell you that see, this H1 is a opening tag and you have right here this closing tag for it also, like H1 and then the closing tag for it using this /H1. But there are some tags which are self-closing tag like this BR. For this BR, you are not using that closing tag. So this is known as self-closing tag. HR is known as self-closing tag. This image is known as self-closing tag. Okay, so these are some self-closing tag which doesn't require any closing tag over there. As you can see here, we were using twice. If I'm going to use this P, I have to use the closing tag for it also. But in these three tags case, we are not doing that because they are known as self-closing tag. Okay. Now also we have seen different type of forms or you can say different tags for creating a form. So let's see that how we can create a particular form at our end. So I am taking a basic example for that. Just a minute. Yes. So what I'm going to do, I am going to create a particular form section at my end. So suppose let me just choose for now this BR tag. Wait. So that it will be more clear. One more time that BR tag for the multiple line breaks. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to create a normal form. So for that, there is a form tag. Okay. It is not self-closing. Why? Because as you can see, we have used the opening tag as well as this closing tag. Now I want to use a label tag over there, which tells me the field or entity, whatever I want to use. Like I want to enter a username in my form. Suppose I want to add a name and then that name must have some input type. So for that, we have to define that. So I'm going to use input type equal to text because as a user, if you are filling a particular form, then you can add your name in text format. Name is not in other format. So that's why we are using here text. Okay. Then the placeholder means inside that you will get a particular thing over there in that particular box so that you can get an idea accordingly. For that, what is there? Like I am for name referring, I am enter your name. Okay. And then just closing this input tag. Okay. And what I am doing, just a line break so that it come to next line. Now for this section, let's see what is happening. Okay, so what is happening over? Whatever you are using as a placeholder is actually written inside your box. And this is our label. Okay, as the label is always suggesting you that it will provide a particular name to your input field. Okay, and inside the input field, if you are using an attribute placeholder, that means that whatever you are going to write inside it, it will show you that what you have to enter inside it, that it is showing me enter your name. So I am entering my name. Okay. And whenever you are going to type a single letter, then this enter your name will get erased. Okay. So this is what we have done in this form. Let's continue it, or we can also use like here I am using this type as text. Suppose if I want to use a radio button over there or a radio you can say type as an input type so that user can opt a particular option. So for that we can also, it is simple, we can also use that. Like I'm creating another label having name, multiple option will be like gender. Suppose I am taking here gender. Okay. So this is my label. So now you have idea, like there was name was highlighting, this gender will be highlighted same. Okay. Then after that, I have to provide an input. Now gender is something which a user have to choose. Like if she is male or if he is male or female, according to them, they have to opt that. So we are providing that particular options over there. So for optioning, I am using my input type as radio button, means they can select only one. So here I am going to use the type as radio. Okay. Wait, instead of colon, I have to use here equal sign. Yeah, that was we were missing. Okay. And after that, name as gender. Wait, let me just write it. And then what I'm going to do? I will assign a particular value to it so that it will refer me to select an option accordingly. Suppose first one is male. Okay. And then what I'm going to do to highlight that, I am just writing a male. Okay. Similar thing I want to append in the next line. So let me just copy it. I'm creating one more thing for it, which is for female. Okay. Like type will be remain same, gender value is now female, and this is also female. Let's see that is it working or not. So for that, let me just re-execute it. Okay, just a minute. Yes. So are you able to see that the field, whichever you are defining here, it is coming after your radio button. Like this input type is now a radio button. So that you can choose one option from that. Suppose if I'm going to, wait, I have reloaded it. Just a minute. Okay, so suppose if I am opting as my gender to male, then only I can opt one option. Okay, so that's why I am using radio type input, because it will enable only one option to be for selection. Okay, so it is not necessary that a person have both the genders at the same time. Okay, so that's why we are using here the radio button. Okay, so I think this is also clear. Suppose if I want to use the checkbox. So how we can do that? This is the radio input type. And suppose if the input type is a checkbox. So let me just create it also. So for that, what I'm going to use a label. Okay, label tag, so that we can highlight a particular thing. And in label, let me just give a line break also. Okay. In this label, I am opting for skills because it can be multiples. As a person, you can know front end, back end. Okay, so it can be multiple. So that's why I am using here this checkbox section. After this, what we are going to do? We are going to append this input type over there. Input type. In this type, we have to provide that which type of input is there. So I am selecting it as checkbox type. So it will give me a square shape box so that I can tick over it. Okay, this checkbox is there. Then I am writing here as front end. Suppose just for example, I am writing it. Okay. Then another input type where we are going to use backend. Okay. So here, let me just change it. Backend over here. Okay. And give me a line break also so that it will be good to see. Yes. Let's see what is happening. Okay. So have you seen the difference? Like here we are getting skills as front end and back end. So this is the, you can say, quality of checkbox, that as a user, you can select multiple checkbox according to your skill set. Suppose if there I want to write HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, Node.js, MongoDB, and I want, and as a user, you want to select your skills. So this radio button will only provide you one option to select only one. actually the front end or the back end. But suppose if you know both of them, then for that you are going to use this checkbox as the input type so that you can use multiple values over there. So I think that it is clear till now that what we are doing. So let me just see the response. So are you getting it that what we are doing, guys? Is it understandable by you all? Okay. What about others? I'm just getting the reaction from Abhishek. I know that this is quite basics, but it is good that everyone will start with basic part. Okay. Yes. Now after this, what we are going to see? We are going to see about how we can create list like unordered list, ordered list. As the name is suggesting, unordered list means there is no order for that particular list. You are going to use some bullets for that. And in ordered list, there will be a specific order for every item you are creating inside your list. Like if you have added first item over there, it will be highlighted through first one. Then the second list order, or you can say the second item over there will be like two. As that you can use this ordered and unordered list. Okay. So this is what you can do. And suppose if I want to add over here, like a basic one I am writing over here, H2 tag. In this H2 tag, I am going to write some, you can say hobbies. Okay. And this is my unordered list. So I am just specifying it here, unordered list. Okay, so for creating an unordered list, we have to use UL. U stand for unordered and L stand for list. So this is my unordered list. After this, I want to append some items to it. So suppose first list option is coding. After that, other list, gaming, and one more list, you can say photography. Okay. So these lists I have created unorderly, means you will get a bullet highlights over there, not a number over there. So let's see, are we getting the output accordingly or not? This is unordered list. You can see we are getting this circular over there and there is no order for that list. Suppose same thing I want in ordered list in order format, or there must be an order for my every entry which I am doing through the list. So for that, I am just copy pasting it inside this UL. I am just converting it to OL. OL stands for ordered list. Okay. So as the name is suggesting, it will provide us a particular order for that. Let's save it and let's see, are we getting a particular difference for it or not? Okay. So I guess that it is clear at your end. Just a minute. Let me also do one thing here. Let me copy it. And before starting unordered list, let me just mention it that it is a ordered list, so that if you are going through this code, you will get a sorry basic idea. Like see, hobbies is there which we are using in unordered list, and then there is hobby with ordered list. So you are getting here numbering like one, first list is this, second list is this, and third list is this. So it is more clear and readable. Okay, so that's why we use ordered list. I guess this is also clear at your end that how we are doing it. Okay. So let me just 1 minute. Yes. Okay. So is there anyone who is executing the code simultaneously or trying it at their end also? Like there were 3 students who were saying that they don't have the basic knowledge, they have not that much knowledge. So it is good that if they are trying it at their end, like Sai Adi was there who was saying that. So are you trying it at your end? Hello, are you there, Venkata? I'm not getting any response. Are you there? Okay. And what about others? They can respond while opening their mic. Is it clear to you that the different tags we have used today, the basic tags also?
Yes,
Then
sir.
I'm going, okay, that's
Yes,
great.
sir, it is clear.
Now I am going to ask few questions, whatever we have covered till now. It will be from that portion only. So don't worry about it. You know the answer, just raise your hands. Okay. So give me 2 names of self-closing tag. So just raise the hands who knows the answer. Any 2 tag names, which is self-closing tag. Raise your hands. Okay, Abhishek. What about others? Only Abhishek wants to answer. Okay, yes, Abhishek, you can tell us the 2 names of 2 tags which are self-closing tag.
Image tag and anchor tag.
Great. Why they are self-closing? Because as we are seeing in different tags, where there we have to use a particular opening tag, then the content, and after that the closing tag also. But in case of image tag, or you can say in HR or BR tag, there were no such conditions over there. Now, the next question, if suppose here, what is the difference between radio input type and checkbox input type? I want answer from everyone. If they are everyone is attending the session, then I want answer from your end, because it is also evaluated that those students who are performing well in the internship, they will get benefit at the end of the internship program. Okay. So if you know the answer, then please try to say that. Okay, Abhishek, I want response from others also. What about others? Vishal, are you there?
Yes, sir,
Lakshay?
I'm there.
Okay, okay. So Vishal, let me know that what is the difference between radio input type and checkbox input type?
It has only one difference that a single radio type में हम क्या कर सकते हैं, we can only choose only one
Okay.
selection, but in a checkbox we can select multiple.
Okay, that's great. So this is good that if you know the answer, then you have to just raise your hand, because right now it is a basic section, but that's how your habit will grow. Okay. In upcoming sessions, when the level will go up, it will make your confidence. Okay. So if you know the answer, then please try to raise your hand. It is good. Okay. Good work. Now, who is going to tell that why we are using this metadata UTF-8? As I have already told you that why we are using it. So let me just know that why we are using UTF-8 over there. Okay, yes, Abhishek.
It's a language. Um, like, Basically, it's used for language.
Yes, it
Means
will tell us the encoding must be of character by character. Okay. Okay, that's great. Good, Abhishek. Yes. So these are some small things, but you have the knowledge for it also. Okay. Now we are going to start with CSS in the upcoming section, which is tomorrow. But today I am just going to give basic idea about CSS. So what is CSS? CSS stands for cascading style sheets. Okay, so right now whatever we are seeing over here is actually not that much good. Okay, because it is like black and white, everything is black and white, and there is no styling appended to it. But our website does not look like this. because we use CSS in it. Cascading style sheet actually appends styles in your particular web page. So it will look more attractive and beautiful. Okay. So for that, there are three types: inline CSS, internal CSS, inline CSS, internal CSS, and external CSS. Inline CSS means if you are going to define a particular CSS over a tag in that same tag, like here, if suppose in this H1 tag, I will define the color of this H1 tag. So this is known as inline CSS. Suppose if I am doing that internal CSS will highlight your particular tag. Suppose if I want to use change my H1 style, or you can say H1 tag content, or style my H1 tag content, then I will just use this H1 tag as my target and then write the CSS for it, like color, font size accordingly, font family, italic, and others. Okay. And then there is a external CSS. For external CSS, we create a one more file like style.csl. Okay. This style.css, we are going to write some code like this over there, like for H1 tag, we are going to access it. Wait. Okay. For H1 tag, I want padding like this, margin like this, and whatever we are going to write it here, I will just attach that file, that style.css, in my head section using the link, you can say tag over there, which have the reference of that particular file and the code for that particular functionality, so that it can be appended over here and you can maintain your HTML code in other file and your CSS code in other file. So this is your CSS portion. Okay. So we are going to see this in upcoming session, which is tomorrow. Okay. Now I want to take the introduction from you all because we have covered the basics of HTML. Now, each one of you just give me a little bit introduction of yourself. Okay. So who wants to give the introduction first so that I can also get an idea about you? Okay. So who wants to give introduction first? Basic introduction, like your name, what you are doing right now. Okay. What is your stack? Which stack you are learning right now? Have you created some projects at your end? Like that, you can tell us. There is no need to hesitate, guys, because you all are from same age group also. And one more thing, here we are learn something. I am going to learn from you, and sometimes you are going to learn something from me. Okay, so learning is a never ending process, and it is like everyone can learn from each other. So this is a good thing, that if you are going to learn something from other, so if here you are going to hesitate from other people, then you are just making then you are not getting any benefit from this platform. Okay, because lectures are there also in YouTube, but you are joining this live session, so please try to use this platform. Okay, so that's why I am saying it. Okay, so Abhishek, let's start with you, then Vishal, there is then Sakshi, Lakshay, Shraddha. You guys also have to give your introduction. Okay, so Lakshay, am I audible to you? Hello, Lakshay. Hello, guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So Vishal, I guess you can start and give us a brief introduction, like your name and whatever you want to add. Okay, like everyone's name and little bit about you.
So I'm Vishal. I'm from Delhi, and I'm pursuing BCA Bachelor in Computer Application, and from Indira Gandhi National University. And I'm here, as you know, I'm here for learning something, and from here for internship like this. And in future, I think I will do robotics.
Okay,
That's
that's great. Okay, very good, Vishal. So this is good that at least he is trying. Okay, so guys, please don't hesitate while speaking. Okay, it is actually a good practice. Good, Vishal. Now, who wants to continue? Sakshi, are you there? Hello, Sakshi.
Hello.
Yes, Sakshi.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sakshi. I'm from Bhopal. I'm finally a student from Lakshmi Narayan College of Technology at Computer Science stream. Thank you.
Okay, that's great, Sakshi. Good. So those who are rare, I want them to be consistent all over the 6-week internship. Then you are going to gain something, I can guarantee or assure that. Yes, Lakshay, are you there?
Yes, sir. Myself,
Yes, so
Lakshana.
please.
Yeah, I'm currently pursuing BTech from NIET Greater Noida.
Okay, great.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good, Lakshay. So this is good. Hello, Shraddha. Are you there? Okay, so I think she's not there. What about you, Divyansh? Hello, Divyansh, are you there? Okay. Guys, your attendance should be marked uh, on the each session. Okay. And for final certification, attendance is also mandatory. So those students who are just joining the session and not responding, then they will be marked as absent. So please, if you are in the session, then please try to respond. If there is some issue with your mic and something else, then it is okay. Otherwise, you have to respond at your end. So like Divyansh, if you are there, then you have to respond. What about you, Surya? Vinay Yadav, are you there? Sushmita, Venkata Subramaniam, are you guys there on the set call or not?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, sir. You are able to hear me, sir? Hello?
Hello. Yes, Subramaniam.
Sir, myself, R.V. Subramaniam, and I am currently pursuing degree in computer science engineering, sir, at Mohan Babu University, Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh.
Okay, great. Good. So
I have
this is
interest
good.
in technology, sir,
Yes.
problem solving, and I am passionate about learning new skills in software development, sir.
Okay, good. So
That's all.
that's good. Good. Abhishek, are you there?
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. My name is Abhishek Singh. I have recently graduated with a bachelor's degree in computer applications, and I'm fascinated about software development. And I'm always eager to learn new skills. And I'm recently completing a full stack website course from Intershala, and I'm also completing a internship from Tavasa Private Limited. Uh,
Okay,
the
that's great. Good, Abhishek. So good, guys. Those who have given their introduction, that's very good. It is good to see that you are able to just respond. Okay, so this is good. In upcoming session, it will going to help you a lot. And after 2 weeks, you can see the drastic change in from now to that particular day. Okay, and I will take a review from your end after the 2 sessions or after the 2 weeks. Okay, now one more thing, let me tell you about that. Like, see, this HTML, CSS, JavaScript, I am just going to tell you about the basic ideas about them. Okay, and like in JavaScript, I will tell you what is array, what is object, how there are some built-in function in ES6 module, which is ECMAScript. Okay, and then you are good to create a static website for that. Okay, so I will share a project list in the group of yours on Friday. Okay, from that you have to select a particular project, and that project you have to create. So a static website is actually very basic thing for you. You can create it within 3 hours. Okay, I am I know that you are going to create it even more in few time, but suppose if you are going to create it in one day, 1.5 day, some hours. Okay, so this is sufficient time. Like you will get Saturday and Sunday. On Monday, everyone have to present their project. Those who are going to present, only those students' name will be eligible for certificate every week. Okay, and the presentation will be like, first of all, you have to tell that what you have created. After that, the code part, you have to elaborate that what the code you have written over there, that what is the logic behind that particular code. Sometimes what happen, I have seen few students that they have knowledge, but they are not able to explain that to others. So that is actually a negative point, because you know that you have the knowledge, but the people who is taking your interview, or the people who is unknown to you, if you want to present to them, then they will able to know about your skills only when you are going to present them properly. Okay, so that's why presentation is also a plays a major role, or you can say have a great impact in your today's life. So I want that everyone is going to present their project, which is a basic one, and week wise the level will go up. Okay, so that I will tell you on Friday one more time. So if there is no doubt, then you guys can just leave the session, because we are good to wrap the session. Today is a basic class, or you can say an introduction class. I have seen that Abhishek, Vishal, Lakshay, Sakshi, and Venkat Venkata Subramaniam. These guys are active in today's session. So that's great, guys. That this is basic thing. And I know that some of you have the idea of that this also, but still you have joined the session till the end. So this is something which I appreciate, because it's sometimes what we have done, if something is there which we have already known, then we can just skip the session. Okay, so this is not you have done at your end, and that's great. If you keep this till the 6th week, then you will going to learn a lot. Okay, so thank you so much for joining. If there is no doubt, then you can just leave the session, and we are good to wrap that. Okay, so try to learn at your ends. Happy learning, guys. Thank you for joining. Okay, everyone can leave if there is no doubt.
Sir, hello, sir.
Yes, Abhishek.
Sir, some time ago you said, sir, React.js is a framework, but React.js is a library, sir.
Yes, actually React.js is a library. We use it for dynamic layouts in our, you can say, application,
yes,
or to create a single page application. But it is also mentioned that we can use it as a framework also. Okay, so that's
But sir,
why.
it's
Yes.
sorry, sir. Sorry for the interruption, sir. But sir, in a framework, we work on a structured way. But
Yes.
in a library, we create something from the scratch. So there are a difference between library and the framework. And in a React.js, we work on a component-based
Yes.
component-based structure. So there create something from the scratch. So React.js is a totally based on the library,
Yes.
which is a JavaScript library.
Okay, you are correct. That what you are saying, I get it now. That you are saying that in a library, what we will do, we will use their built-in functions over there in our different modules, or you can say different files. Okay, but a framework is like a structure that decide how the project should be built. Okay, so
No, framework is a there was something put. Sorry, sir. So can I continue?
yes, yes.
मतलब सर मैं हिंदी में बोल लेता हूँ थोड़ा
Okay, no
मे बी
problem.
फ्रेमवर्क में एक प्रॉपरली सेट ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन पहले से रहता है और
Yes.
अगर मैं लाइब्रेरी में बोलूँ तो वहां पे मैं कुछ भी क्रिएट कर रहा हूँ स्क्रैच से क्रिएट कर रहा हूँ मतलब एकदम स्टार्टिंग से क्रिएट कर रहा हूँ स्टार्टिंग से क्रिएट करके मैं कुछ चीज को बना रहा हूँ तो वो हो गया लाइब्रेरी बट मैं
Okay.
अगर फ्रेमवर्क
Yes.
के साथ काम करूंगा तो वहाँ पे पहले से इंस्ट्रक्शन रहेगा तो दैट्स इंस्ट्रक्शन आई शुड फॉलो ठीक है ना कुछ भी बनाने के लिए मुझे इसको फॉलो करना पड़ेगा तो ये
Yes.
हो गया फ्रेमवर्क या और वो हो गया लाइब्रेरी तो रिएक्ट जेएस इज अ पार्ट ऑफ अ लाइब्रेरी मैं ये बोलना चाहता हूँ
Okay, okay. Yeah. Okay. I get it. That's great that you have gone deep dive into it. And actually tell us that what is the difference between a library and a framework. Okay, so that's good. Yes, React.js is a JavaScript library. You are right. Okay, so correction at my end if I in earlier in the session tell it about a framework. Okay, so if it like that, then let me just tell you one more time that it is a library, not a framework. We will see that what is a framework, like we use different built-in tools over there. We can import some files over there and use that particular code of that. If you are doing that from scratch, then it is known as a particular, you can say, library. Okay. So thank you for correction, Abhishek. That's great. Okay. So anyone wants to say something? If not, then you can just guys leave the session.
Thank you, sir, for the session.
Okay, thank
Now
you.
can leave, sir.
Yes, Abhishek, for sure. Everyone can leave.